Okay, so let's read some comments. Stop eating. Just stop. Stop eating. Just stop. I hope your leg recovers completely so you can show your legs in the videos again. Why are your upper arms so fat? Whoa. Worried about the amount of weight you've gained? That leg must be really holding you back. Ellie seems to be taking a bit of weight. Or is it the camera view fault? And there was one the other day about how I've turned into a fatty patty. I was so upset about it that I deleted it immediately, and I kind of wish I would have saved it for this compilation. But this is my version of celebrities reading mean tweets. But while this may look like I'm just making a video about how people are calling me fat on the internet and it hurts my feelings, which it does, I want this video to be about something much deeper. And that is my relationship with myself, my body dysmorphia, my eating disorder struggles throughout, I don't know, since I was a teenager. Hey guys, I've debated making this video for almost 3 weeks now, and I keep coming to the conclusion that I want to make this video, I want to speak what's on my mind, and I want to address some issues that I've been having, some realizations that I've come to. This, however, is not a video about space, so I'm letting you know that in advance if you'd like to change the video. However, I think it's important for me to get these things off of my mind. I have a growing platform, which is the point of me being a full-time content creator. I want the platform to grow, and with that growth comes a bigger audience. Most people are very positive, kind, supportive, but not everyone is, and I tend to be a pretty overly sensitive person. That's something that I'm working on. That's something that being in TV news for almost 10 years helped me overcome to some degree. But on the internet, you know, trolls and mean comments, they really stick with me. And that is something that I need to just get better at in general when I look at the ratio or the percentage of positivity and support. So it is kind of crazy that I would fixate on maybe 1 or 2 bad comments. But one of the trends that I've seen really since over a year ago, before I even broke my femur, are comments about my weight, comments about how I look, how much weight I've gained, how big I'm getting. Some even refer to me as Fatty Patty. Can't make it up. And listen, I want to address the fact that I am a very different looking woman than I was when I started making videos about Starlink. There's a very specific reason for that. When I first covered Starlink back in March of 2021, I was in a severe diet for a bodybuilding competition. So I competed 2 times in the sport of bodybuilding. I was in the bikini division. This division is plain and simple, you know, get as thin as you can. It's not so much about being a bulky muscle mommy. And so I was in a caloric deficit for, you know, almost 6 months, losing a ton of weight, a very, very small version of me that you were seeing when I was first making my Starlink videos. That version is just not sustainable. I can tell you that maybe I looked the most shredded that I've ever been in my life on the outside, but on the inside, I was feeling terrible. It really zaps your energy. You lose a lot of the muscle that you spent building to try and become a bodybuilder in the first place. I had a severe eating disorder when I was a teenager, so doing bodybuilding kind of brought this out of me again in a very bad way. So some of you guys have, you know, Googled my name on the internet and have seen photos from my competition. You guys have asked me to touch on the bodybuilding history, and there's a reason I stopped doing it. I realized that ultimately it was a net negative. It was something that made me feel worse about my body, kind of brought up this issue of body dysmorphia and some of my old issues from the past when I was a teenager and had a severe eating disorder. So severe, anorexia, if you're curious, to the point that, you know, I almost had to go to rehab during my junior year because my parents did not know what to do, and I'm very glad that I didn't have to do that for an eating disorder. But it's been a lifelong struggle. How I feel about my body, how I feel about the way that I look, and really tying my worth and validation to that. That's something that I've been working on for a long time, and I realize that that's not healthy, but hey, we all have our struggles and our inner demons, and that's really part of the reason that I'm making this video, because I know that there are some of you out there that are going through the same thing that I'm going through, in really struggling with, constantly being obsessed about how your body looks, how other people perceive you to look, if you're lean enough, if you're fit enough, whatever. And it really is this toxic kind of obsession. However, this is also not only a video about why I stopped bodybuilding, but also talking about my femur update and how I broke my femur over 9 months ago. And, obviously I have been working to get back to where I was before surgery. Many of you have noticed that, I have put on some weight. That is something that frustrates me, trust me, but stuff happens. And, one of the reasons that I really think that I broke my femur was this obsession with losing weight, with being thin, with being fit. During the time leading up to the break, my leg was severely hurting for 2 weeks straight. I had been running a lot. I had been pushing it really hard at the gym, weightlifting, doing HIIT exercises, tons of burpees, tons of impact to the leg. And I was already limping before I even broke the femur. Now, why do I tie that to my body dysmorphia? Well, I was so afraid of stopping to work out because I would maybe gain weight or, whatever my mind told me, that I kept going until I broke my femur. So that realization I came to really quickly after I broke my femur. It's something that makes me sad, and I wish I could go back in time and just give my body the break that it needed. However, another part of this femur journey that I've learned is that I really have wrapped up a lot of my identity and my worth in what I look like. I was on TV news for almost 10 years. A lot of TV news women, they wear a lot of makeup, they're wearing the nice anchor woman dresses, right? They want to look the part. And it's the same thing for being on YouTube. You are in the public eye. That's what I wanted. This is, I chose this path. However, it is not lost on me that I will be scrutinized for how I look on the internet, especially as a female content creator. And that's just what it is. You can try and deny it, but women on the internet get a lot more commentary about their looks, their hair, their outfit, their makeup, whatever. And that's just the truth. So with that being said, through this femur journey, I've been lucky enough to be in a place where my physical strength and mobility is so great, right? It's better than I could have projected it to be, better than doctors said it would be, because I've worked really hard, not through physical therapy only, but also weightlifting, doing Pilates, doing a lot of walking, doing biking, doing swimming. I mean, you name it. I have done so much stuff to try and get back to where I was before I broke my leg. However, I'm not completely there yet. In fact, I'm, several pounds above what I was pre-surgery, right? My worst fear of gaining weight because I had an injury came true because I broke my leg. And yes, it set me back. The thing that I didn't want to happen happened. And I'm lucky that I have a very loving boyfriend, very supportive friends and family. But being on this other side of the coin, I think it really forced me to do self-reflection about how critical and judgmental I am to myself and to others. This has really forced me to realize that I tied up a lot of my self-worth, validation, just being like a person worth listening to in my size of clothing, which is crazy. I realize that now. And when you make fitness part of your identity and you make a size or a number on the scale part of who you are, and that gets taken away from you for whatever reason. There's all sorts of curveballs in life. For me, it happened to be breaking my femur. And so that, I'm, lean and thin and, superior, or whatever I had in my mind has been taken away. I have to step down for a second and realize that I should not be so judgmental to others in the way that I've also been judgmental to myself. For example, I went bouldering a week ago, and I was on the easiest routes in the gym. V0, V1, those are the easiest routes that you could do, and way below what I normally do. So it must be, lame, or you're such a beginner. And in the past, I obviously wouldn't say this out loud, but I would judge people for what route they were climbing. And it's like, wow, here I am on the other side of it, doing my best, back at square one on the easy routes because, number one, I'm kind of scared of climbing because that's how I broke my leg. Number two, I'm still getting that strength back, and not just my leg, my hips, my whole body from, months of being on a walker and crutches and whatnot. And I'm like, wow, this is crazy. I kind of feel like an asshole that I was so judgmental to other people, and just, I've been told that I'm very competitive. I know that. And it's not really a great side of me. And so it's just been a very interesting sort of reflective journey in the past 9.5 months. It's really been a journey, and I'm trying to get the wording right. I don't want this to be a video of, oh, poor me, people are calling me fat on the internet, you should feel bad for me. Because that's not really what I'm getting at. I'm getting at more that everyone has a struggle, and you have no idea what that is. I have no idea what that is. And you really should try and be nice to other people, just like I should be nicer to myself, to other people around me. I feel like this has taught me a lot of compassion. I'm not saying I was a bad person before, but I don't think that I was thinking the way that I am now. After being in this situation, and yes, some people have made fun of me as well on the internet for saying, oh, you broke your femur, poor you. You're privileged if that's the worst thing you've gone through. Okay, it was very hard for me, and it still is hard for me, and I'm allowed to have that struggle. But without the struggle, I don't think that I would have been as compassionate as I feel now. And really, I just hope that if you take any message from this video, it's that if you are struggling with these demons of constantly, obsessing about your body, having some sort of body dysmorphia, you're not alone. A lot of people, girls and even some guys, go through this, and it can be tough. And so just, first of all, know that you're not alone. I'm not alone in this either. But also, and, I don't know. The internet is full of trolls. The internet is full of mean people. I don't know if this is going to change anyone's behavior, let's say. But it really, words can be very hurtful, and you do not know what someone is going through. I guess just in my own mind, I've realized that I have judged people in the past unfairly, unnecessarily, and of course, obviously, judge myself, still do today. But it has really opened my eyes to why this is, not good behavior. So if you watch this video, I hope that if you know of someone who's going through a struggle, or maybe you don't know if they are, try and show them a little bit more compassion. Even yourself, try and give yourself a little bit more grace, because life is hard enough, and I feel like I'm trying to get my life back and get my old self back, because in my mind, that old version of me is superior. And that, I still don't think is true. I think that is kind of sad that I feel that way. That all of my worth is wrapped up in being smaller, and that is the only way that you guys will listen to me. And so, New Year's resolutions coming up. I really am trying to lose weight. If you guys are curious about seeing my fitness journey, I'm happy to share that. So that will be something that I'm working on and have been working on. By the way, a lot of people just complain about their weight and they don't do anything physical. Meanwhile, broke my femur, been super physical, despite that, more than most people. But for some reason, losing weight has been hard. I don't know if it's because I'm 31 now and my metabolism is slower or whatever it is, but I don't know. I don't know how this video will do. I'm not doing this video for the views. I'm doing this video because this has just been really bothering me. And it's not been bothering me just because I get mean comments from time to time about my weight, but it's really made me reflect on the fact that that is not all this channel is worth, is if you guys think that I look good when I present the news. That's been part of the reason I've been voicing some of the videos, because I'm like, well, if they think I look fat or whatever, maybe I won't put myself in the video because I don't want any more mean comments. No. You guys want space-related news. I have dedicated, almost 3 years now to providing Starlink, SpaceX-related news. I've been full-time on my channel for almost a year and a half now. You guys appreciate my journalism, and I need to remind myself of that and stop getting so hung up on what I look like, because that really is not the most important thing at the end of the day. We all know this, and it's just a hard lesson for me to learn, and I don't know why it's something that I've struggled with for literally ever since I hit puberty. It has been, I remember the first time I considered going on a diet was on a cruise when I was 12, and I wasn't heavy. It just, there's something that has, whatever, we all have our struggles, right? That has been my struggle. And I'm hoping that by talking about it openly, I can start to really fight it and start to realize that you guys value more than just what I look like. You guys want to get good journalism from me. You guys want me to interview interesting people. You guys appreciate the effort that I'm putting into my channel, because I am putting a lot of effort into it, and it doesn't have to just be based on what I look like. So again, I've debated making this video. If you've made it to the end with me, I really do appreciate it, and I hope that you can take this message and just realize that everyone has something going on. I don't even consider myself really famous. Some people say, oh, you're, a celebrity in the Tesla, whatever, SpaceX universe. But everyone at any level has something going on. And just because people look happy on the outside, and just because you think that everything looks perfect from the outside of someone's life, that is just not the case. And so I feel like I want to be a better person, a nicer person to myself and to others around me. And, not trying to knock on bodybuilding, but in many ways, that's a very narcissistic sport. It's something where you are constantly, checking every single day what the scale is. You're taking pictures and video of yourself and your body changing, you're shrinking, because that's the only thing, and you're sharing it all over social media because what else are you doing it for? And that's the only thing you can look forward to, because you're really restrictive and not eating much at that time. And it's a very hard lifestyle to sustain. So not going to be doing bodybuilding anymore. I am working on losing weight. I would like to get back to, a comfortable size where a lot of my clothes fit me again. And it's just been really humbling. I'm embarrassed to admit that I've gained weight. People gain weight all the time, and I'm not doing anything about it. So it's I really need to confront some of my own issues around this. And that's part of the reason why I'm making this public, because I have stigmatized gaining weight so much in my own mind. It's not that big of a deal. It's not something that I'm happy about, but it also doesn't have to define me. I'm working on it, but it doesn't have to be this thing where I put all of my happiness in the future for when I lose 20 pounds or whatever. That's when I'll be happy. That's when I'll be content with myself. What's going to happen for the next few months or whatever time it takes me to get there? Am I just going to be unhappy, hating myself, criticizing myself? This has just been such a toxic mindset that I've had. And I know a lot of you guys will be nice in the comments and say, oh no, Ellie, we really appreciate you regardless of what you look like. And I appreciate that, but I need to know that for myself. I need to believe that at my core. And so starting today, I think talking about it publicly might actually help. It may be counterintuitive, but it seems like in the age of the internet that we're in, vulnerability is really celebrated and something that people can respect. So this is me being vulnerable, sharing my truth, sharing something that's been really bothering me something also that I just wanted to address, because I know you guys scroll through my channel and you've seen the changing bodies of Ellie, the different sizes of Ellie. It's like, I remember that song that Britney Spears made, you know, if she's too big or too thin. Everyone has something to say about it. And so I know it doesn't matter what other people think. What I think is that I would like to be lighter and smaller so that my clothes fit again. I'm not trying to be bodybuilding Eliana. That's just like not sustainable and something that I even want to do, because I know how miserable I felt. But I am working on getting back to where I was, and I guess I'm just sharing this because you are not alone. If you were in this, life is all about a journey. Even if I lose the weight, I may gain it again. You know, there's so many things in life that you can't get attached to like one version of yourself, one moment in time, because it will always change. That's the point. That's the point of life. Growth, change, learning, you know, like progress, going back to square one, failing, more progress, trying again. It's just about not giving up, but also like accepting the fact that life is a journey. Someday I will be, hopefully, if I'm fortunate, in my 70s, and I certainly won't look like this. And I will be gray, and I will have way more wrinkles, and I won't have the same skin that I have, and, you know, I won't be the same person. But that's okay. That's what life is. You can't do anything about it. A lot of women out there, they try to force, you know, look young, and sometimes it doesn't really work out. And we should just accept that you change through life. Your career changes, your life situation changes, your weight changes, your metabolism changes, all this stuff changes, and that's okay. And I'm speaking to myself right now because that's something that I've fought for so long. Why don't I look like I did before surgery? Gosh, I was so much better then. Define better. Why is that better? You know, my channel's still growing. My channel hasn't plateaued at all. Still growing. X account, still growing. Instagram, growing. All that stuff, whatever metrics. I'm a content creator, so I look at this stuff. So has my weight gain really impacted my success? Well, no. But it is something that I'm aware of. It's something that some of you are aware of. Some of you are so aware of, you decided to comment about it. So I just wanted to address this. And just please try and think before you type mean things, whatever. You guys will do what you want to do. But I feel like I've learned a valuable lesson from breaking my femur, many lessons. And I'm going to work and continue to work on being nicer to myself and nicer to people around me. It's really crazy how easy it is to judge people. So thank you for watching this video, and let me know if this has helped you in any way in the comments. I really appreciate it, and that's all I have for now.